Good evening, Rotterdam White Scar fans. Jeroen here from Rotterdam White Scars with yet another Rotterdam White Scar live stream. Um, it's the third live stream this week. We already had a few others as well, and yeah, um, we love it so much that honestly we want to do one today as well. So we started to look for a few others, other commanders, which would be cool for you guys to see. And eventually we came to the point like, okay, well, a lot of people on the Discord and the overall what is Song of Nice Fire Discord said like, hey, we would love to see Vargo Hoofd. So Luke, that you saw in our last game, he did. He played the neutral with Ramsey, and now he said as well like, hey, I would love to do another stream because I absolutely enjoyed it. Would you guys mind it if I play with Vargrove? We said like, absolutely. Why the hell not? And we asked Neil as well to play another game. And Neil didn't play one on the TTS stream yet, but we're gonna play one soon between me and him, Baratheons, for the tournament. And what is it? Next one we will probably do that next week somewhere, probably on Tuesday, but more information on that later. But today we were just playing a game for fun. Two cool commanders that are very popular. So yeah, let's dive into the table right away. So hopefully everything is working with me. There we go. And onto the table. There we go. So Neil's already here. We're still waiting for Luke to appear. But from that point on, we can start again. So the guys don't have a structured scenario or anything like it. They can play whatever they want. And yeah, they said they're only going to play 40 points. And they're playing then Baratheons in the form of Courtney Penrose and Vargo Hoofd. So yeah, we're playing here with 1.7 rules, 1.7 scenarios, but with 1.6 tactic cards and unit cards. That's what you use from us right now at the moment during both events we're running. The Battle of White Harbor 2, so there are more fun narrative scenario or tournament. And Ring the Bells, which is a bit more competitive, but we play with the same level and the same style. So we can already look into the army that Neil's going to bring with Courtney. A bit different than you would normally think from Courtney, I guess. So I'm going to grab it from the backside because he has a few 3D miniatures and some of them aren't 3D. So Neil decided to bring a more passive list, but also with still a punch. From what I know from Neil is he absolutely loved the Champions of the Stack, so he's looking to find a list where he can fit them in nicely. I think we both are Baratheon players that are playing quite often, and we absolutely love playing Baratheons. However, I love to see expansions for Stannis. Neil's a Renly fan. And I honestly, as a Baratheon player, I would also love to see a bit more Renly. But he changed the list, or the meta list that you quite often see with Courtney. So the commander is Courtney. Everyone probably knows how Courtney works, but if you're not aware how Courtney plays, this is how he works. When influencing an enemy combat unit, each time that unit is targeted by tactic zones, so that can be crown or letters, one of your combat units within long range may restore D3 wounds. So that's quite a good defense role, especially with like the really expensive units that Neil has with him. Champions of the Stacks at 10 points. So you want to hold them up. So it's really important where you place Courtney. And we also have got Tycho Nestoris, the Iron Banker. A 4-point NCU. I honestly think he's really good in this list. Why? Because at any point in the game, so at the start of any turn, it has to be, but it can be in Neil's phase or in Luke's phase, he can heal up to 5 wounds. So if you had like a really heavy impact hit from, I don't know, 20 Cavaliers or Storm Brothers or Unsully, for example, and you also rolled really poorly, and a unit like, well, Champions of the Stacks got 6, 7 wounds, maybe 3 wounds more due to their failed panic tests, that unit is almost completely wiped. And the point value of the unit is 10 points. It's quite hard to get that back. And with Courtney's ability, you can do that. However, I think with Tycho there as well, you can hold one of the units longer on the table. I think especially Neil wants to hold up the Champion stack longer on the table. So that's why Tycho is in there. Further, he has 3 units of Wardens. Those are like the core units from Baratheons. They're down, fantastic, how and what. But I think they're a really good defense. He had 1 point over, so he put it in one of his units, a Master Warden. Master Warden is quite nice to have that unit on the sides to block rules off, block charges, or side or rear flanks or stuff like that. So that can be really cool. And then, as you see, 2 units of Champions of the Stacks. So 20 points in 2 units. They are expensive. However, they come with a lot of rules. So first up, you've got the 2+ save there, which is really, really good. 3+ to hit, 8 dice and 6 dice on attack in the final one, which is also fantastic, to be honest. Oh, one moment, guys. Sorry, I need to hop in here because it seems that the controls aren't good here. Now everything should work fine. So sorry for that. I still don't have a second screen where I can do all this stuff, so I need to do all the things in between on one screen, which can be tricky sometimes. So I'm also getting you guys up there as well. So bear with me for a moment. Still don't have a second screen where and I'm gonna put myself out. Alright, so here we are. So I can also react onto the chat. And that is because Patrick and Thijs are, they're doing as well some games. So, or they're not playing games, they're doing our regularly hobby hangout chat. So I'm doing this on my own today. But yeah, we were with Champions of the Stacks. Again, as I said, they also have like critical blow. If the defender rolls a 1, the enemy becomes weakened. And they've got a special rule parry, which is also, to be honest, quite nice. Parry helps you quite a lot. If your enemy rolls really shitty, it's also wounds back. So quite nice an ability. And the morale, that's quite okay. So yeah. I think overall, fantastic unit. It's maybe too expensive in my opinion, but that's me. I would not mind it if they change from 10 points to 9 points and change the armor save from 2+ to 3+, for example. Then that should be quite okay. Honestly, if they also want to take one of the special rules off to make them 1 point less, it's also fine. Then I would love to see parry going away. I think that's a bit more of an attachment special rule. So yeah. So Luke just entered the game as well. He is gonna play, of course, with Varhof, the legend himself. So we have to wait and see how he does that. They also decided to which scenario they're gonna play, and they chose today to play A Dance with Dragons. So it's the new scenario. You've got 3 objectives on the board with randomly cards. Of course, we will go over the cards when everything is set up. If you get onto one of the objectives by touching it, it comes on the unit itself, and they can only move 2, so their movement is reduced to 2, and they cannot march, which is shitty, but you're carrying this kind of objective, so it seems legit that you can't do it. You can only control one objective at a time. If they touch another objective, the opponent places it anywhere within 2 of that unit. May not touch other units or impossible terrain. Impossible terrain in the form of like the palisade. If a unit controlling an objective fails a panic test or is destroyed, one enemy unit engaged with it claims the objective. If no enemy unit is engaged with it, the opponent places the objective anywhere within 2 inches of that unit. It may not touch another unit or impossible terrain. So again, here the same lines. Cannot go on palisades or anything like it. It's just where it is at that time. But it is these days, if you fail a panic test or get destroyed, you claim it back. After a melee attack on a unit controlling a token, if the attacker has more ranks, they claim the objective token. This is the same as that you saw in our previous 2 games from A Feast for Crows. Everything these days, if you charge something that has more ranks, you automatically grab the objective as well, which I think is really nice because the units that had a really good save in the morale or an armor save, they had the advantage against it. So yeah. So scoring start at the end of round 2. Players will score 1 victory point per objective, and plus 1 victory point held by their commander. In this case, Neil can only score 1 point by holding all the objectives. Luke can score, of course, 2 points because Fargo Oath is on the battlefield, so he can take a bit more points there. And that's the mission. Nothing will draw move further. So the objective here is when you score points from this objective, one friendly unit in the long range of the unit controlling this objective may shift 3 inch. Really nice objective. It comes from turn 2 because you need to score it, and you can't score in turn 1. It's always from turn 2. So this one will go active when we're gonna get points scored by the players. The middle one is while controlling this objective, this unit always rolls its highest attack value. That can be quite nice. I would especially like that one, seeing how everything goes, etc. So we have to wait and see with that. I think especially for Neil, this can be quite okay. The Wardens aren't that fantastic with attacks, but when they get damaged, a lot of them aren't doing the damage you want to. But I think as well for Luke. Luke goes really down in attacks and everything because I see Bloody Murmurs and unfortunately the Zorus Riders who are not that fantastic yet in the edition that he's playing now with. So they changed the table as well, so the objectives are going to switch as well. And the other one is while you score points from this objective, one enemy in long range of this unit controlling the objective becomes vulnerable. So they still need to swap, so they're going to do that right now. Because it seems that Luke won the roll-off. One of the guys changed the table halves, so these need to change. There we go, I help the guys with them. So this is the table that we're going to play on today. It seems Neil is going to place a unit first, so it means that he won the roll-off and he decided to move or change it. We've got a Weirwood tree in the middle, corpse pals, and stakes. Quite nice to see. Baratheons have a better morale check, but I think Luke wants to play on the Bolt and Blackguard ability that he has with him, and probably a few other shenanigans Fargo Hove is bringing to the table. So let's see. So Neil deployed one of his Baratheon warden units over here. And Luke's reacting with one of his Bloody Murmur skirmishers on there as well. Which is also fantastic. Love Bloody Murmur skirmishers. They're a really cool unit. They aren't fantastic at the moment because they're still, as I said, they're playing with you 1.6 cards. So if they attack a unit that has not been activated, they become weakened, and they've got the parry rule. That's kind of nice, but 7 attacks, becomes really fast 5, and then 4, and just a 5+ save, and a morale 7. They can have a really tough time out what. So, but okay. We've got 2 units of those. Then he has Vargo, the legend himself, in a unit of House Bolton Black Guards. As you saw the previous battle report that I did, honestly, Bolton Blackguard are fantastic. I think it's a really good unit, especially it's becoming a better unit in 1.7, honestly, but we have to wait and see. But we see the legend, Vargo Hove. The unit is counting as a Bloody Murmur unit, which means his cards are triggering better on Bloody Murmur units. That's why Lucas brought Bloody Murmur Source Riders and Bloody Murmur Skirmishers. I think if there was an NCU or attachment coming into the game that makes a unit Bloody Murmurs, he would have put one into the Dervishes as well. And further, Vargo has the rule in Intimidating. When this unit activates, one enemy within long range becomes weakened. So again, plays on the weaken tokens here. It works really well in combination with the parry. So you want to weaken units as fast as possible. And then with the Bloody Murmurs, skirmishes, you just want to do the multiple damage. Then unfortunately, we're getting one of the units that I absolutely love, but aren't fantastic in the game at the moment. And those are the Bloody Murmur Zorz Riders. They're great. They've got 7, and what's hateful from that, when they lose a rank, they go through 3 attacks, which is why? Well, why back on 3 right away? But we already saw their new updated cards, and they changed that, I think, to 5, if I'm on top of my mind. So that's really cool, to be honest. But as well, just like the rest of the army, 7+ morale, 5+ save. It isn't that fantastic, but they do the job. They, however, move 6-inch, which is quite nice, especially against Baratheon that are moving quite slow. And they've got this special stuff, Motley Armaments. So if they attack in the flank or rear, unit becomes weakened. And with Disruption Tactics as well, if you attack an enemy in the flank or rear, they can't use orders or tactic cards, which means Luke can take out Ares, the Fury cards, counter charges, the order from the Master one I spoke about when I reviewed the army list from Neil. So that can be quite nice. And they, or at least, we go over the, we've got the Dervishes. The guys already are starting. I'm going too slow. So I will come back on this army later. So he put it Tycho on the money bags, and he's playing Bribery. Bribery is you may replace, choose one effect, becomes weakened, lose all bits of the round. He's doing that. Or one enemy, and you lose all abilities and may not activate. He used that to disengage on Courtney. So Courtney can't activate at the moment. Courtney's just there. So Neil only has, his Tycho. And he activated his Tycho and put him down on the letters. Just probably to draw more cards and make one unit weaken or vulnerable. Let's see what Neil is gonna do. Which unit he's deciding. But yeah, the NCUs from Luke where I just wanted to go to was Peter Baelish, which is always nice for neutrals. You want to have, I think, I'm not quite sure if Vargo has it, but you want to have certain areas. And then you can just claim like that area and replace the zone's effect to maybe get cards or healing or an attack action, whatever you want to. So that's kind of nice. And also Tycoon Stores just for the healing. Okay, so Neil decided to make these skirmishes panicked, the ones that are in near, of course, the corpse piles. It's going to be a tricky one, but we'll see how that works out. I think if they go here in the middle, they've got the buff from the Weirwood Tree and a debuff from the corpse pile, so that leverage each other out. Neil draw 2 more extra cards, and he start to advance right away. since the zones are now further, instead of like most times 6 inch or 12, they're now all to 10. Gives armies like Baratheons a bigger opportunity to stay with the enemy. So, and since Neil wants to go to the objectives as quickly as possible, because let's be honest here, Neil has an army that is quite easy to get off there. He's taking those things out. So Luke is activating his Bloody Murmur skirmishers, and he took out the stakes that were laying in front of him. So those are now gone in the game. Neil's reacting by moving his force further. I think Neil's just deciding to go with his Baratheon Wardens just forward, try to hold as many as possible, and then from that point on, do maximum damage. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So, okie doke. Need to react on ties. So, because we've got multiple things going on this weekend. Luke is also advancing Vargohof towards the objective. He wants to be there swiftly. We can also see that Neil's doing the same with this Baratheon warning unit. So as I said, just advancing with the units that can have the damage output from the units from Luke, and then his champions of the stack are in between there to give the support. What do you think, chat? Who has the better advantage here in this game with Dance of Dragons? Will the neutrals take the victory? Will the big Vargohof, the legend, take out Courtney? Or will we see a victory for Courtney? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm loving to know what you guys think. Further, I hope everything is going well and doing okay. I have the idea sometimes that the internet is not rolling perfectly. So let's hope that's all okay. Seems the guys also have some trouble, so I'm gonna double check for just a small moment. It should be okay. Alrighty, so Neil moves up his first unit, champion stacks. He stays a bit in the defense line, trying to protect his units, so that in turn 2, he's the first player. He can decide where he wants to go to. Does he want to support one of his units? Does he want to charge into the side? How and what? And Luke is reacting on that with his Source Riders. Since they're so fast, they can go wherever they want. They can just free maneuver 6, march 6. So it's a fantastic unit to change your angle or your plan with them, because they can go from one point to another point in like a blink of an eye. So the final unit that Neil has is his last unit of champion stack. Neil has 5 units on the field against 5 from Luke, and they both have 2 NCUs, so it's in 7 against 7, which is also nice. Again, not something in the meta what you see right now, because most meta lists have like 8 activations for stuff like that. It's not bad, but I always say to Baratheon players, it's really tough to get to 8 activations, especially if you max it out. You don't have the punch or anything like it, and that's always something I really miss. So yeah, And I think this Courtney list can be quite tricky because it's really a list that can uphold many damage output. We've got little Pim here jumping around again, so you need to control him sometimes. Sorry for that. But yeah, Chad, what do you think? Will we see combat in turn two? Do we see any reactions from Fargo's camp or from the Baratheon camp? I honestly think that, as I said, Neil's gonna wait until he sees an opening and just go in there, or just smash the champion stack wherever he needs to. So he moved as well as his knights champion stack bit into the middle, and you have one big line, and is awaiting what Luke does. So Luke advances his Stormcrow Dervishers. I think one of the cooler units that Stormcrow received, and a really good unit that you see in the armies that are missing this kind of role. So like a fast, quick, paced unit that can do quite okay damage. So you see them in the Baratheon forces, a lot of neutrals. I see him quite often as well in the Starks, so that can also be nice. We see here he's gonna throw away Spurs of War here. Neil's also gonna throw away some cards, so Neil's gonna throw away Last Stand. Neil's gonna throw away 2 Last Stands even. Damn, boy. So he just wants to go quickly through his cards. Apparently, he doesn't have so much. And Bribery came off Courtney, because the guys are already going into turn 2, which is quite nice to see. And this is something, of course, if you have got 2 players that are quite familiar with their factions, stuff goes quite fast. So Luke, draw another card. Neil still had 3 cards, and it's up to Neil now who goes first. So again, how do we see who goes first? I think Neil will open again with Courtney, or tries to open with Courtney. So he's going on to the letters. He's grabbing 2 more cards. As I said, trying to get to the deck, maybe to get counterplot, surprise strategy, or any of those cards. And he's going to affect one of the units from Luke. And in this case, the bloody Mombersaurus Riders are getting a token. And in this case, a weakened token. Hi, Chris. Yeah, I can totally understand. I hear so much people talking about, like, hey, Fargo as a character, or the Bloody Murmur range are fantastic to play, but indeed the Baratheons with counter attacks, or any other cards, they can be so devastating. So it's indeed, we have to wait and see how it goes. We see Courtney getting played on the Bloody Murmur skirmishes in the middle. So I think if they get hit by Crown or anything like that, we will probably see a healing. Now, honestly, I don't think it's needed in this round, but we have to wait and see. We're waiting now on Luke's decision on what to do. But do you think, honestly, Chris, that because we saw, if I'm correct, Fargo already with his new cards, do you think the Bloody Murmur range will get an update, maybe in a few new units? Or do you think with the new combined rules, because I thought they received Agile, so -1 to hit the close combat, would they probably see a bit more on the table as a faction, or will they still be units that you just see as extra units in armies like Lannister or Baratheons or stuff like that? I would love to discuss a bit about that matter. So if you have your thoughts about that, please put it down. It's always nice to chat about it. Nah. Definitely agreeing on that one. They're fantastic in the lore from what I hear from most people, but 1.6 hasn't been nice indeed for them. It's really beep. So, all right. So, Luke decided to put down Peter Baelish on the moneybags, but he's gonna use it probably as a free maneuver because I see the bloody murmurs here getting moved up, and probably to get them in a bit of better positioning to control the objective, probably, and to not get multiple hits from both units, because he's moving them a bit more to the version of, or the line of sight from the champs of the stacks, and since champs of the stacks aren't moving fantastic, they can't do anything against it, so they can't get into the sides. They need to go into the front, and the same for the wardens. Oh yeah, that's true, huh? Yeah, I heard a lot of people already on the Discord groups and stuff like that you can stack these kind of crazy stuff, and indeed that Howland and probably a few Lannister stuff will get -2 to hit. So, oh well, oh well. At least a cool, new, awesome unit will see more daylight, so that's always good. Neil's gonna put down his Tycho as well, so already using their NCUs quite early in turn 2. He's putting him down on the horses as well to also maneuver them a bit, which gives the Wardens now the opportunity to go into the flank of the skirmishers here on the side. So quite curious how that will go. I'm also curious to see if the top view is doing it now okay this time. Haha! And it's working perfectly right now. So that's cool. I'm going to stay for a while in here, so we can see the entire table. It seems Luke is going to activate his Bloody Murmur skirmishers again, and he's going to attack the Wardens. So he first move, and now he's going to charge them. Now I'm curious to see how he puts them down. Puts them down 100%. There's quite a big chance. Okay, that's not possible. 150. Because they're off the table here. Yeah. Just need to go 100 or 50 to the other side. Which in this case, I would go 50 to the other side indeed, yeah. It's just 4 inch for the champs of the stag. But they won't get into the side, I guess. It's always terrible with this, but let's see what happens. Quite honestly, what they do. If the target unit has not been activated, which happens, they become weakened. So they weaken the Wardens, and they're also getting more hits. So I need to put someone in, so I will be back with you right away, guys. Okay, so here I am again. Need to open a door for Thijs. So what we saw is that Neil made a game or played a card, defensive counter. So enemy becomes weakened and lose all abilities for this turn. So his abilities won't go off. And he's using the weaken token as well here, which means now he gets 3 hits in there, which is quite okay. Nothing special. Needing a 3+, of course. Fails 1, so he's losing 1 warden over there. Now we need to see if the morale is going to be made. So as a lot of people said, Courtney's cards with defensive counters, surprise strategy and stuff like that, it's quite good. So we see a pass here on 11. So that means that nothing has any problems. Neil's playing another card. It seems ours is the Fury. Hello. So he makes free melee attack, so the warders can do a free attack. So here we go. Hitting 3 times, quite average. It's not fantastic, but it does what it needs to do. Luke decides to reroll because weaken, so 2 more hits. So 5s. Okay, good. And he needs to make 2 saves. Yo. So needing 5s, 2 failed. So 2 skirmishes down against 1 warden. This is quite a common thing. It always happens. But then again, the panic. Oh. So this will mean he gets 2 wounds, but however, he's going to play a card here worth the reward. If he has the money bags, he automatically passes, which in this case he has due to Peter. He's automatically making the morale check. So that could have been a lot more, or it could have been worse for Luke, but he needs to engage. And he has the token now at the moment, so he's scoring a point. We're going to see Neil activating. Neil is, it seems, marching up with his Master Warden and the Wardens in the middle, just to overlap the objective and everything. Just a little bit. Not quite sure if he's going to grab it. Yes, he does. So he has that objective as well. Yeah, reading back again the comment from Chris. Getting these units with -2. Are we going into an edition that has all these kind of minuses in the game? Or will it get better at some sort of point? I have no idea, honestly. I don't hope they've got too much of these minuses, because we also saw already a few of these things with Grey Wind. Grey Wind also gives a -1. So, as I said, I think Grey Wind, Skirmishers, Howland. Does a unit hit if it has a -3 and hits on a 4? These kind of things need to get known to players, because it also brings stuff in the game which you aren't aware of what, and can destroy the game, maybe for some factions. But we have to wait and see. Fargo Hove is activating. Fargo is now also going to stand on the objective, which means Neil now needs to move up quickly to Fargo and try to contest him. Otherwise, he's getting points. He's getting points. It's also kind of nice with the top arc. You can now also see if they are standing in side, front. It's a bit easier. What do you think, chat? Do you think it's easier now with this update on TTS from Bartender, that we can also view some stuff over here, or would you still prefer to have it on the low bottom, so on just the third person view instead of, I think this is called top play view. I honestly think for a stream it's nice to change in between there sometimes. So getting this stuff done and to another one. We also see that Fargo probably used his ability, making the unit weaken over there. But okay, at the moment, Luke is holding 2 objectives. Neil's holding 1. But then again, as I said in the beginning, Luke is claiming 1 objective with his commander. So Neil needs to do something against that. Otherwise, Luke will probably score quite a few points if he can start moving away from that. But we need to wait and see how that goes. He's going in. He rolled for the charge. He rolled a nice 5, so he's in. However, he has nothing left, or he's sorry, nothing left. He has weaken. So first the morale. Morale's failed, so Neil gets 1 wound from the special rule from the House Bolt and Blackguard that are becoming better. Horrific Visage, cool kind of mechanic. But since we're playing with the new rules, he's just getting D3 instead of D3 plus 1. And Neil's now going to take some hits. So hitting on 4s with reroll. He is weakened, so if the hit is going to be really big, eventually Luke can decide if he wants to make it lower. So let's see how the roll goes. So at the moment, 3 hits. Just gonna roll the failures. Still 3 hits. Is Luke gonna force Neil to reroll those dice as well, or curious? It's kind of good of objective that he also has now. Makes the unit in long range vulnerable. Long range. It's not bad. He's using the weekend, so he needs to reroll those dice as well. And now it's just only 1 hit. So 3 plus save. He rolls 5, so he's okay. So in this round of activations, the Wardens did more damage on themselves than doing damage on the enemy. So we're going into Luke's activation. Let's see what he does. He still has his Tycho, the Zor's Riders, the Skirmishers in the middle, and the Dervishes. Think he wants to wait with the Dervishes, seeing on what the champs of the stack are doing on the side of Fargo. But we have to wait and see. Neil used both his NCU, so can't use those anymore. And it seems he's gonna move his Dervishers. I'm not quite sure if he's gonna move them just up, so that he prepares them to get them quite nice into a line for turn 3, since he's of course first player in turn 3, or that he's gonna move them up and try to block something for Fargo. I think the movement at the moment is now 2 less to help Fargo out. And if I'm correct, Fargo doesn't have any special cards that gives disadvantages or anything. Alright, so we see a charge here anyway. The Dervishes decided eventually to they're moving into the combat. With the new rules from a corpse spell, you don't have got 2 dice, you just have to need to roll 1 dice, and you don't have the the charge bonuses, so you can't rule that. So yeah. However, the Wardens are becoming weakened again due to the special rules of the Dervishers, and panicked as well. So that's quite cool, and he can make a swift strike, of course. So before we're going out, he's going to make a retreat. So yeah, let's see. So here we go. 8 dice on 3+. What is gonna happen? No rerolls over here. Aye, so 4 misses still, but 4 saves -1 because it's in the side, so they can do quite some damage. Let's see what Neil's gonna roll. So 1 more damage. Okay, still a damage. It needs to do a morale check -2 due to the fact that it's in the side. And what is it? Yeah, side and corpse spell. 5 is not enough for Neil, unfortunately, so that means another 2 will bite the dust, which means he's gonna lose a rank. Now, is Luke gonna play something? Because I see his hand going over some cards. Or is he just gonna make the retreat and try to block out the champions of the stack? So he can retreat a little bit, 1 inch away from the wardens. And then block out the champions of the stack. However, he's gonna sacrifice then his what is it? The dervishes, since they probably can't survive quite a few hits from the champions of the stack. So let's see. He's gonna move them away. He isn't rolling dice, as it seems, because he just wants to, as I said, he's just gonna move what and pivot. So really nice move. But Neil as well rolled counter charge or place counter charge. So those champions stack are going in anyway. However, we need to see and roll. Did Neil already roll? Didn't saw him roll. Oh, there it comes. Oh, Neil. He had ladder, so he can do a reroll. And there we see the White Scar logo 6. So luckily, otherwise he couldn't play any further cards or he didn't have his rerolls. So, but a really nice move to protect Fargo, which means now that Luke is gonna score 2 points anyway. Alright, so Chris Baker, I think the new top view is fantastic if a game is being streamed without a third person doing commentary and operating the camera. Bartenders probably saved a lot of sanity through the lockdown. Honestly, Chris, this man has been a freaking legend in my eyes. When I started playing Song of Ice and Fire with Neil and a few other guys here in the Netherlands, the TTS mod, it was okay, but it had so much bugs. And I think over the months, Bartender, and I think as well a few from the main Discord that helped him with the 3D miniatures, 3D terrain and everything like it, and giving feedback, are doing such an amazing job that it's absolutely a joy to play on the game at the moment. A lot's going on at the moment. Neil's gonna hit. He hit 6 times here with critical blow and everything. It seems Wealth and Cunning is getting played to hit, to make some saves. Neil also tried to counterplot, but unfortunately he rolled a 1, so counterplot is not going off. And he's just making now a few saves less because Neil had 6 hits with crit blow. He's also doing a little bit better. So he's just losing 2 here. And the morale check is 6. So that's a fail again, unfortunately, and loses another 3. So in total he's losing 5 dervishes through this attack. Which is a shame, but happens. I think Wealth and Cunning was played really well here. And he has money back, so he's blocking 3. And yeah, Neil had, what is it, 8 hits. So instead of 5 hits is a lot better. Okay, so we see the championship stacks getting activated again. So rolling again 8 dice to attack these dervishes. They do 6 hits now, because with critical blow. Ooh, here goes the unit. Now it goes really fast. He's getting, what is it? For a lot of wounds. Oh, Luke, no. Devastating, no. Rolling double 1 on the morale, getting 3 wounds. Devastating. I'm going to open the door. we'll be back for a moment. Just keep on going, guys. Ja hoor, continu 6 mensen in de dingen, dus... Ja. So here we are again. So that was a shame. Double one, 3 wounds towards Luke, which means now 1 victory point goes to Neil, and the dervishes are gone. And there's now an opening here in the middle for Neil to react in any way possible. Again, I think he sacrificed the unit, but what is it? Luke is going to score 2 points anyway with Fargo He was playing another card, or played another card with Walton Cunningham, I'm not quite sure. But, okay, so Courtney is laying there, but Courtney's not doing anything at the moment. So, no idea where the guys were pinging. But yeah, Neil's now scoring 2 points at the end of this round, and 3 points go to Luke because he has more ranks with his commander unit, so he's scoring 2 points there. And he's scoring more. He's scoring the point on the other side as well. However, we still have some time, so let's wait and see. He has still 2 units to activate, and he has, of course, his Tycho left. What would you think, by the way, stream? Because Luke still had Tycho open. Should he have used Tycho here in the middle when he was attacked for a second time by the Champions of the Stack? Or would you have said, like, well, it's not really worth it. I think this was worse to do. Let me know in the comments. I'm quite interesting because I honestly would have done it, I guess. Because he's second or first player again in round number 3. So could have maybe healed with money bags again, or yeah. So we're still waiting. So I'm going back on top view for a moment. Honestly, Chris is right. It's kind of sexy if it's working completely in the way how you want to. So, fantastic job, bartender. Fantastic job, man. So he's going to use his Tycho. And he's putting his Tycho down on the swords, which means he can do another attack action. So the Bloody Murmurs can hit again, or Fargo is going to hit again. It's looking on force. He's hitting with Fargo in the Blackguard. So he wants to take down that one unit. So he gets 5 hits in there, which is quite good. Rolled quite okay. Ooh, and this is really poorly. This is quite a heavy hit. 4 wounds to Neil's unit. So he has 4 wounds left. Luckily with New Edition he can't die due to the panic and everything. But yeah, he's gonna have quite a few damage here. 6, so which means a fail due to the corpse pile. So he's gonna lose another 2. And it means 2 of the Baratheon warriors are standing there. So they're an easy takeoff next turn for what is it? An easy takeoff for Luke next turn. So going back to the 3D view for now, Neil only has this last unit of Champions of the Stack to activate in this turn. I think he's gonna advance them. Is he gonna go into the side? That's the question now. I think he does. If he's going into the side, then probably Luke is going into the side with his Source Riders. which, as I said, with the more activations right now, it's kind of nice. It's giving him the advantage of what he wants to do. And if the Source Riser in the side can't use parry, can't use critical blow, can't use tactic cards and stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure if Neil wants to go in there. Of course, you always want to go in there, but I think it's safer to put them on the side here right now, or hold them somewhere here so they can get charged by the Source Riders, but then in the front would probably won't do much damage towards them. But oh well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not playing. Let's see, so I think they are arguing a bit on how and what. So we see 3 dice are getting rolled by Luke. No idea. The Baratheon warners are activating on the far right. They did 3 hits and 2 went down. 1 saved. Luke made a morale check there as well. So, however, he doesn't have now more ranks than Neil has there, which means he's gonna drop the token. So I think they're arguing now about that. See how that works, or how they're gonna decide that. Interesting. So Neil was taking over the objective, which gives Neil now 2 objectives, which also means that at the end of this turn, it goes again to 3 versus 3. Okay, so let's see. What is Luke gonna do? By the way, a question for the chat as well. Is everything working okay? Is the stream going perfectly smooth, or are there some problems with it, that sometimes a clip is not there, for example, and that I'm sitting in one sentence and then bloop, I'm in another sentence? I'm asking this because I have got the stream on my phone here, and sometimes I have the idea of that I'm falling away, or that I'm just jumping a bit forward, like for 10 seconds or 8 seconds, I don't know. It's always tricky, and that can be due to internet, and I don't have the second screen to check it. So if you can let me know, put it down in the comment section. Okay, so I hear Thijs on the other side. Says it's okay, but there are a small clips out of there. So sorry about that. We do everything we can to bring you guys the best stream there is, but these things happen, unfortunately. My internet is not the best internet there can be, but we hope nonetheless that you have fun watching this. Great to hear, Chris. Thank you very much for your feedback. So Luke decided to move up his bloody murmur skirmish unit over there, and they just move forward, just holding off some ground for Neil to just defend himself in. and no further advancing towards the sides or making like a boat towards here or so. That's off. So that's a really good move. Maybe they can charge in next turn. And now it forces Neil to activate the Champs of the Stack. And you can see what is going to happen with that unit. Again, I think Neil wants to rush forward and damage a unit of Luke. Especially, I think he will go into the Source Rise itself, or he's going into the skirmishers. However, I think if he's going into the skirmishers, he's making a mistake, because he's probably then get countercharged by the skirmish, the Source Riders, and then they're stuck without abilities or anything like it. So, also an interesting question for the chat. What would you prefer to see on our live streams? Because we are doing now our third live stream in the week. Yeah, we're doing quite a lot of streams at the moment. We're enjoying them, and I think it's important for us to do this a bit more, but also to give all of you of the community of A Song of Ice Fire more content. Lucas decided Neil is going to stand put with his knights, and Luke is advancing and is going to charge into the knights at the moment. Now, what I want to ask is, like, we've done now 2 tournament games, and those are from our friendly tournament. We're probably going to do a few battle reports from our more serious event that we have at the moment running, Ring the Bells. So you'll probably see there a bit some different army lists in there as well. It is an Elo event, so Mod of Dragons and stuff like that you probably won't see. Oh, we see the attack here from Luke. And he's hitting 7 out of 7. Nice hit, nice hit. He needs to reroll because of the weekend token, and he rolls 4-1. So that means that he will get 4 wounds due to the parry ability from the Champions of the Stack. Here it benefits Neil really good. He needs to make 3 more saves for himself. Of course, he rolls 1-1 because you always roll on 3 dice at least 1-1 if you're a White Scar player, or when you're called Jeroen, in my opinion. So he needs to do a morale check, and he's okay because he's within 6 inches of the Weirwood Tree and within 6 inches of the corpse pile. So they don't fail their test. But yeah, coming back to the question, we did now a few tournament battle reports or live streams. We're now doing tonight a fun game. So Fargo Hove, he's the man, he's a legend. A lot of people want to see him. And Neil is a really fan of Baratheon player. Or he's a big Baratheon player and a fan of Courtney. So he wanted to play with Courtney. But are there any commanders or armies that you would love to see in their chat? So I know, what is it? A lot of people on the Discord ask, for example, to see more Greyjoys, which I can answer right away. You will see more Greyjoys since Thijs is playing more frequently as well on TTS, and he wants to get everything in order when he gets his hands on the original miniatures. Hopefully at the end of this month, but you never know with Simon. So maybe it can also be the end of May or the end of 2023. Just joking here, but I hope for Thijs and all other Greyjoy players to see them earlier. But yeah, you never know. They're now doing the point scoring. So as I said, Luke is scoring 3 points here, or 2 points at least, because he's scoring the objective there with Vargo. And Neil is scoring 2 points at the moment. But Neil should also be on 3, if I'm correct, because he has 2 objectives. I think he's doing the tokens and everything right now before they're giving themselves the points. So he can do a shift. No, he's not. What? So Vargo made this unit vulnerable, which is understandable. He wants to take them out. We saw Baratheon Conviction get played at the start of the round. Vargo is also playing a card. It's this. Target and engage enemy combat unit. That unit must pass a morale or become vulnerable weaken. Ooh. So they're engaged with a Bloody Murmur unit. They suffer -1 to their roll. Love it. So what is going to happen? So he's making his morale check. Because he's rolling 10. So the card of Vargo is not doing anything. Nothing has been played further. So did nothing. Just double checking for you guys. Okay. So it's 2 points for, at the moment, Luke. Because he's scoring 2 points and then 3 points for Neil. And I was looking on the other way. But there's a big chance it's becoming 3-3. Since the Wardens are now almost done here at the side. Let's wait and see what Luke is up to. Because then Neil needs to decide and put at least a unit into something. So he's going to play Peter. As I said, Peter, fantastic option for neutral players. He's playing him on the letters. And he's going to use the swords and doing an attack action with the Blackguard. And they're hitting again 5 times. Now they're just hitting once. So the unit is not dying. Hey, what's this? What? No idea what's going on. It's always a tricky part. Okay, so these Bloody Murmurs skirmishes made an attack action. And they attack the Baratheon Wardens over here. They did a few wounds. And since they have now multiple ranks, they are grabbing the objective again. So, objective back to Luke. I would have thought it would go for Vargo, but then again, the Wardens there have a Happy Meal. So if they want to do an action, they're going to lose. But there are some trickery things with Courtney to heal up that unit quite okay. So let's see what's going to happen. So he's going to put down Courtney on the unit over there. Okay. And then they're probably going to be target, which means they're going to heal up. Luke is making his panic. He's running an 11, so they're quite okay. However, Neil was allowed to reroll, and he rolled 2 dice, or on D3 2, so these Wardens are now back up again with 2 more wounds. We see the swords getting claimed by Tycho from Luke, so he's going to make 7 attacks. I think these are the Blackguard, so they're doing 3 hits to the Wardens. Is this the end? 1 will go. Probably the vulnerable will go. 1 more. No. Neil makes both of them. Nevertheless, it's still -1 on the morale check due to the corpse bow. No! It laid on the 4 there and it moved to the 6. Ah, okay. He's using the panic to fill it. So there goes the Wardens. Okay, okay. Well played, guys. Well played. So Fargo makes another kill, which means Luke is going to 3 points. And Vargo can advance. However, he's just moving 2. But, oh well. Moving 2 is still better than nothing, right? And is still holding that objective. Which means now that Neil needs to put some pressure, at least on Vargo. Otherwise Luke is gonna keep scoring 2 points. He has still 4 units on the board, just like Luke has. They both have Tycho still to activate, so they still can use both their healing abilities. But yeah, he's gonna use and activate his Champions of the Stag. Free maneuver. Now probably going to move into Vargo. Okay, so you roll the 3. Okay, not moving into the corpse bow, which also means he still has his rerolls and everything. Now we're gonna see some attack dice rolled. First, their panic test due to the effect of the horrific visage. As I said, amazing, fantastic, love it. It's becoming better in 1.7, but I think it's already a cool ability. And we're gonna see an attack rolled here. So at the moment 7 hits with 2 critical blows in there. He can reroll, and he's gonna reroll the 2 and the 3. Okay, so he hits all 8 plus 2 since it's the critical blow. So that means 10 saves for Luke. So needs to roll quite a few 3 pluses here. He doesn't have any token on him, so he can roll 3s. He needs to roll 3s. Okay. 4 fails, so that means 4 Bolton Blackguard will bite the dust. Not a biggie. However, he rolls 1, so he becomes weakened at the end of the attack due to the ability from the guys. And he rolls a 6 on his morale, which unfortunately isn't enough if I'm correct, because they're basic 6, but they're near the corpse spell. So Luke is gonna lose another 2 there. So he has 6 miniatures there, and he needs to give the token towards Neil and his Champions of the Stag. So still a really close game. At the moment, Luke has 1 objective in his control, and Neil has 2 of them in his control. It is possible, I guess, for Vargo to get at least the objective back. However, he needs to use his Tycho there, because then he has more ranks, so he automatically claims it back. So that's quite the shenanigans he can use there, since he's against a cavalry unit and they only have 2 ranks. It is possible he's gonna lose the middle one as well, but again, Master Warden there with Wardens, it's probably not gonna go anywhere. And the Sorcerer Riders, unfortunately, I don't see it. They're probably not gonna make it against the Champions of the Stag in combat. And not only that, Neil still has his Tycho to activate, and money bags and the horses are open, so he can retreat if he wants to and do something. It seems Luke is going to play a card, Cunning Scheme, so he wants to return a card. However, Neil's going to play Counterplot on this, so will he make the roll? He can re-roll it if he fails, because he has the crown, but he succeeded in the first roll. So he can't use, unfortunately, Cunning Scheme. Should been quite interesting which card he wanted to have want to return to his hand. I think what is in there. Let's see, can I? No, don't have to search in there. Think he wanted to have Cunning Scheme or Spoils of War, or probably Worth the Reward for making basic tests. I thought I could see it as well, but no, can't. Too bad, so sad. One dice I see here rolling. So that means unfortunately failed charge. So no tactic cards or reroll from the Bloody Murmur skirmishers over there. But nonetheless they're in. But this means that Neil doesn't need to activate his Warden, Master Warden. And we will see a few dice. So unfortunately 3 ones. Can't read over all those since he did the field charged. And 4 hits. So 4 saves, almost 3 up. Okay, Neil fails 2 of them. If he fails this panic test over here, then he's going to lose the objective. That is a 9, so that is not gonna happen. Neil still has 1 card in his hand. Which card would it be? I think it is another counter charge, or yeah, can also be one of Courtney's other cards. The surprise strategy to get some cards back in case it is necessary. But I think until now, Neil just went in there, got hit, wasn't killed, and now he's there where he wants to be as a Baratheon player. And since he's such a tough cookie to get down or ranks down, he's just holding the objective in his hand. So he's activating the Chapter of the Stack over here, and he's gonna roll some dice. 6 hits at the moment with another critical blow, which means 7 hits. There's no weaken token on there, so Luke needs to roll 7 dice on a 5 up, unfortunately, because yeah, as we said, Bloody Murmurs, and unfortunately the poor 5 up save. 1 save here, so that means 6 wounds. He already had 2, so there are 4 wounds left on them. They also rolled a 1, and here's also panic fail, so they lose another 2 wounds. So there's only 2 wounds remaining here on 1 Source Rider, and they rolled a 1 as well in the armor save, so that means they also become weakened. Which, if they want to activate and try to hit the Champions of the Stack, they need to be aware that if they roll any 1s, they can kill themselves. Luckily, they only have 3 attacks in their last rank, but yeah, they need to be careful. Okay, so Luke is going to activate. Luke is going to play a card, as we see. Surprise strategy. Come here, guys. So Neil can't play any cards this turn, so the card in his hand is useless. Remove this card from blah blah blah. You may also return 1 tactic card from your hand, or from your discard pile. So he had, of course, the letters with Baelish, which means he can draw a card back. So Luke is searching for 1 of the cards. Which card is going to be? Worth the Reward, Wealth Cunning. I think Wealth Cunning, because that also does 3 extra hits, but Need to wait and see. I'm not a neutral player, so I don't know. Oh no! They had it. What is it? I missed it. What is it? Dang it, the guys are going so fast. Chat, which card was it? Didn't saw it. Okay. So the Zor's Riders are making a retreat, it seems. So they're just moving 1 inch away. We see the card. Cunning scheme? Question mark. It's okay. We will see it, guys. It's okay. Cunning scheme, if I'm correct, or I just saw in like a millisecond. So Neil still has his 2 warning units to activate and his last NCU. And Luke has his Bloody Murmur Skirmishers units and Vargo. So as I said, he can score an additional 2 points if he uses his Tycho to get Vargo up to 3 ranks again. So he can score an additional 2 points, which is kind of nice. Neil's going to activate these Wardens here at the far end. Just going to roll dice. He hits 5 times, but he needs to reroll due to the weaken. He hits now once. Of course, a classic Warden hit. And he's losing 2 because of the parry ability on the skirmishers. So he took those away. He fails the 1 hit. So he's also losing 1. He needs to do a morale check. Show it to us. Well, Luke is throwing his morale saves pretty damn good. Not a 10, so which means they pass it. And since they still have got more miniatures there, he's still on the objective, which is a good thing. If I'm correct, I see the skirmishers in the middle getting activated. What's all this trickery they are preparing, huh? What's all this trickery? I'm opening my drink for now. So chat, what do you still think? Who's gonna take the win? It's a really close game, so okay. I see 1 card going in there. Cunning scheme, Will Vargo claim it? Well, for cunning, set for the multiple hits. Sometimes neutral players are magic players. They're throwing so much. I will play this card. Rerolling by this card. Oh. Luke. Rolled another 4 ones. And 2 hits. So Neil's gonna make 2 saves. I think it's the warning unit in the middle. But rolling 1-1. He's attacking the unit in the back. So this one. But Neil's making the morale check. which is fine. Neil doesn't have any cards to play, so it goes back towards Neil. So he's going on the letters, or sorry, money bags to heal, which means they now have equal ranks again here on the far side. Unfortunately, they are activated, so they can't do anything against it. Let's see what's going to happen. So he still needs to activate Vargo. Vargo. The legend. So he can make one unit weaken. So he's going to make the unit weaken over here in the middle. The one that has Baratheon Conviction. Is he doing the Tycho trickery? Because then he's scoring 3 more points. Yep, he does it. He's using his Tycho. I'm not quite sure where he used his Tycho. Is he gonna use it over there? Okay. Okay. Seems that I'm missing quite a few things, because it seems that he isn't going to attack with Vargo. Just accepted it. And he's scoring 2 more points, Luke. Or not Luke, sorry, Neil. So Neil's getting to 5 points. They have equal ranks here, so both of them won't score. Which means for Luke, he's not scoring any points. There's now a 5-3 lead for Neil. And Neil's the first player, so we see dice getting rolled for the Champions of the Stack, making the charge on the Zor's Riders. I think that's game over now. So he's probably going to kill those guys off, which means he goes to 6. It seems the guys are not even going to roll. I think Luke is already giving up, like, okay, you've killed them. They're going hard. So he's going to reroll those again. So it's a weaken. So 4 hits, 1, 1. Doesn't matter. Oh boy. 10 hits on 5s. No, those are really hard into oblivion. They got hammered so hard. They're done. It's finito. Okay, so another VP for Neil. Now Neil's really advancing forward. Vargo got vulnerable due to the objective that Neil still has here with his Champions stack. So when he scored that, he could make a unit winning long range vulnerable. So he chose to go for Vargo. However, those Champions stack are activated at the moment over here, but it's fine. They killed the unit, but Neil's now standing on 6. Which is going to be tricky. Luke is scoring a point from the objective. Okay. It's probably did checking it out if it was a problem. If I'm correct, with the new objectives, you need to have just more ranks when scoring. Yeah, so he's just scoring it. So Luke is on the 4 points instead of 3 points. Okay. So Tycho is going on the letters. He draw 2 more cards. Made one of the units weaken. See which unit did he make weaken. Okay, the champions stacks are now weakened as well. Okay, got it. What is Neil's reply? Again, still, the game can go in quite a few ways. However, I think Neil has a slight advantage due to the fact that he can damage some of the units a bit better. So Corny is going on to the crown. Corny is influencing the Bloody Memory Skirmishers, and he is putting them there. Fortunately, he failed his panic test, so he's losing another 2. And he healed up a few more wounds that we're going to see right now. 2 wounds again. So those wardens are back up, and they are taking that objective away. Since they are engaged with an enemy unit, when they fail panic test, they lose the objective. Well played, well played. So we see Peter going on the money bags from Luke. He's healing up the Bolt and Black Guard from Vargo. And he's healing up his vulnerable token as well, which is nice because, hey, he's surviving probably a bit longer, but he still doesn't have more ranks than the Champions of the Stag, so he needs to start doing some damage. Unfortunately, Neil still has his Tycho as well. So Neil's going to use his Tycho on the swords. His Champions of the Stag here on the far left against Fargo are going to attack. First he needs to do a morale check. Okay, you need to do a morale check as well, Neil. Morale check. There we go. Brave boy. It's okay. I know maybe I should not interfere with it, but try to see it as good as possible the game. So Neil hit it 5 times. No critical blows or anything like it, so it's quite okay. Luke is playing a card, I think Wealth and Cunning. Yep. So he has the money back, so he's blocking 3 already, so he needs to make 2 more saves. He failed, unfortunately, but he made his panic test. So he's just probably losing 1, which is okay. He can endure that. Again, really nice played by the neutral player and his tactical deck. So, Bloody Murmur Skirmishers here are going to make an attack. 5 dice, hitting on 3. Again, unfortunately, just 2 hits. It's not that much, but again, I don't think, if dice won't work with you, they aren't doing it. And he was weakened, so you need to reroll. So from 3 dice that made the hits, now only just 2 made their hits. Still 1 save, so 1 guy bites the dust. And he needs to do his morale check, which he makes. So, unfortunately, no reclaim of the objective there. I see another card coming over. Adaptive Methods. So he's expanding his weekend token probably for a panic token. So he needs to re-roll the morale check. As I said, like, neutral players are like magic players. They can do all this fantastic stuff. He had to reroll the white dice and the red dice, or 1 red dice. Still became a 6, and he's in or out the terrain, so but the 6 is basically for wardens okay, so he made the morale check anyway. Which is a bummer. Yeah, that method was played. Oh, another adaptive method was played. Ah, okay. So when he activated, he moved one of his tokens towards the wardens again. So made the wardens yet again weaken. What is all the shenanigans? Shenanigans everywhere. Neutrals. You gotta love them because of it. So Neil's activating his champions on the stack on the left side. First a morale check. Haha! You feel good, sir. So he's losing the objective anyway towards Fargo. He's gonna make a few attacks. It's quite okay. Seven attacks, or 7 hits on 8 attacks. He's gonna roll 1/6, so which means one more. So 8 hits on that unit. He's gonna make a reroll, and now he's missing quite a lot. So need to open a door for someone. So he made 6 saves, 2 ones unfortunately, so 2 more bite the dust. Ooh, come on, he needs to make the panic. Oh yes, and that's successful. Which means he is holding on to that objective. So if he can keep that one up, he scores 2 more points with Fargo. So you also hear me talking a bit of Dutch, and that is Thijs that's sitting in the other room. He's doing our hobby hangout chat together with Patrick. Honestly, we've been quite busy here at the Rotterdam White Cars lately. So doing every Saturday on our Discord a hobby hangout chat. So we're painting with everyone, having fun, banter quite a lot. And as I said, doing these live streams now from this week on. We did a few games now. I absolutely enjoy streaming them. I know I'm not the greatest and the greatest person to analyze all these games due to the fact I play Baratheons or Lannisters. Don't play all the factions. But nonetheless, I hope the stream enjoys listening to me. Think with me a bit about some of the games or results. If you've got any feedback for us, please let us know in the comment section below. I will react onto it eventually, so no worries there. Alright, so the skirmishers are going to attack here against the wardens. Unfortunately, they rolled again 5 dice miss on 1s and 2s, so that's it's bad. And the wardens made 3 and a 5. Think adaptive methods is going to be played over here as well again. So, and he has the letters, so he's allowing to use the probably the weakened token to let us reroll. So we've killed one, so he needs to do a panic test here. And it's probably going to move one of his tokens then towards the other ones. So they're making their morale check right now, but can look now before this happens The weaken token is used. Can he move the panic token already towards the wardens and let this dice get rerolled and then fill the panic? Because if that happens, that means that Tice is going to lose that objective as well. Do you know that stream? Is it allowed when he plays adaptive methods? If he has the letters, can he also move panic token from his unit to the wardens? I think they agree on doing it. Or, oh wait, no, they're gonna play the Crippler's Infamy, another card. Weaken activates, you may expend their weaken token. Do it, the enemy must roll 1 additional dice and discard dice. Okay. He needs to make a morale check. Neil rolls a 3, so he loses a few guys over there. So he's going to make an attack action there on the skirmishers. He used his weaken. It's quite a good hit. So 5 hits. So 5 saves here. Alright, so that's quite a lot better. So 3 saves there, 2 fails. So still 2 of those guys unfortunately by dust. Morale check over there, 7. That's okay. So they make it. And they stand there. And they're still on the same line, so which means he's holding those points. He's holding those points. Which, if I'm correct, guys, this means that we're going into round 5, 7 on 7. Target enemy engaged. Must spawn round becomes free. Okay, yeah. So he fails. So they are vulnerable and weaken now. The champions of the stack on the side. Again, I'm quite curious if you know it. Chat, please let me know if these Bloody Murmur skirmishers could have used their panic and moved them towards the wardens to grab that objective away from Neil. Because that would have been funny as hell. So, what is it? You charge there, or charge. He made an attack action here. Fortunately, rolled 2 1s, so 2 died due to parry. Made 2 saves, used the vulnerable token, still made 2 saves. It's of course the problem with Champions of the Stag. They aren't dying here. Terrible, terrible units. I think due to the 2 1s, Fargo is gonna lose the card there, since so the turn ended, and it's 7-7, people, which means this is a really, really close game. Again, absolutely fantastic to see. I think until now we've got all close games, not like a game that one is just destroying the other completely. However, I think turn 5 will now be the last turn. Eventually, Neil's going to walk over the Murmurs, but you have to wait and see. He will be first player again in turn 5. But if Fargo can survive, and Fargo does specialty. I can't heal, of course. Okay, so he made this unit here in the middle vulnerable due to the effect of the objective card. I'm going into turn 5 with, as I said, Neo's first player. Wait, is Neo first player, by the way? No. No, Neo's not first player. Luke is first player. My bad, my bad. So both players are drawing up 3 more cards. Just thinking about an opportunity. Is there a way that Luke can take out? He's gonna use Tycho on the letters, or not letters, money back. He's gonna heal up. And he's healing up 3 more Blackguard. In Vargo's unit, honestly, I would have done swords using money bags. Corny is going on to the letters, so he's gonna put down Corny and using 2 cards. Neo has also used his Tycho at the start of the round, so he healed up most wounds up here in the side block. And so he healed 3 over here and 2 over there, which is fantastic, honestly, because I don't think Luke is doing all the damage anymore, but we have to wait and see. He influenced the units here on the far right. Skirmishers. Skirmishers are getting a token probably. And he made another unit weaken or panicked, I guess. Oh, the one in the middle here. Yeah, and they got weakened. Okay, so Baelish on the swords. The skirmishers are gonna attack the wardens. And they hit 2 times. It seems Lucas doesn't have the dice with him. Yep. They become weakened indeed by the attack of the murmurs. 1 fail. 1 more wound. Panic check. A 9, so that's okay. Neo's making his test there, which means he survives and isn't walking into more damage. So yeah, now here they come. Here comes the champion of the stag. Don't think they will. Will they reach the rear? Oh shiz, I don't think so. Honestly, I think it's still the side, but I think the Blaze decided to just roll on the side. Didn't roll 1, so it's a success. And here they go, into the side. And we will start seeing 8 attacks coming out. 10 attacks, wait what? Wait what? Why is it 10 dice? What? Okay. That unit is gone. I have no idea why is this unit getting 10 attacks. 9. I have 8 attacks. This is madness. What am I missing here? Care. Eh? Well, it seems Luke's gonna activate his skirmishes in the middle. I think if they're gonna make a hit and when they start attacking, they did damage. There's probably a counter charge in Neil's hand because on the way how he moved up his champion stag. So 4 hits will be going on. He needs to use his weaken, so 3 hits are going through. 3 armor saves for Neil over here. Just on a basic 3-up save. He makes all of them. They are vulnerable, so he needs to use it from Luke. He rolls again. He rolls another one. So, okay, one more bites the dust. Morale check. A 9, so that's again really good. And he is making the point. Will we see a counter charge or will we see an Hours of the Fury, for example? I have to wait and see. Okay, so he's moving Tycho on the crown. And he's forcing Vargo to do a morale. And Vargo makes it on a 9, so he's okay. It's great. No more NCUs whatsoever. Neil's now holding 2 objectives, so unfortunately Luke doesn't have any more units to activate, so or at least to get those objectives away. So that means that Neil is going to 10 points in this turn. Let's see if he can do something. So we see, what is it? See on, guys. Hold the line. Okay. The line getting played, I think, by the champion of the stag. 10 dice, yes. Hitting on 2s now. That's correct. And a morale check. Well play, well play. So that went quite okay. That's quite less. Just 4 saves to do. No, sorry. 4. Oh no, he hits on 2s, of course. So hitting 7. So making 7 saves. On just a 3-up. Wealth and Cunning, probably. Wealth and Cunning, yeah. And then he has the money bags, so just 4 saves. And he makes them. Amazing. Amazing. No vulnerable whatsoever, so that means that Luke is gonna hold that one up. Neil's gonna play another card, stack resilience, so he's gonna heal D3 plus 1 wounds. Let's see. Since he has ladders, when he heals the D3 plus 1, he's also expanding that to the enemy as wounds. So he heals 2, and Luke is getting 2 wounds. And now he's going to make an attack action on the highest rank due to the card. However, he's still in the maximum stuff. Not quite sure why he's making the morale check. Oh, that's because of a Varro card. Okay, suffers a panic test. Yes, okay, yeah, check. So that one would have been activated before the other one. They are retreating, it seems. Interesting. So Neil's just going to play it safe, and he's just moving away 7 due to the fact that he's only moving 2 now with the objective. Those guys are marching forward. He comes to 10 points in the end, Neil, and 9 points towards Luke, which means a minor victory for Neil. Jeez. And that's game, guys. That's game. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Honestly, this was great to watch again. Again, I would have been curious if, as I said, here with one of those cards getting the tokens swapped out, if he could have used Panicked, what would have happened here? Because then Luke would have scored all 3 cards, would give him 4 points and 1 point less to Neil, which would have meant right now on how they stand, it would have meant that it would be 10 to 9 for Luke instead of 10 to 9 from Neil. But yeah, as I said, I have no idea how that works or stuff like that. They're gonna still showcase their cards and everything, so they probably are wrapping it up and telling it. As I said, he had this defensive counter in his hands, and ours is the Fury, which are your basic Baratheon cards. But yeah, chat. So that's the game for tonight. So a 10 to 9 victory for Courtney Penrose, just a minor victory for Courtney Penrose against the legend, the myth himself, Fargo Hove. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the battle report. Gonna swap over to the other screen. I absolutely enjoyed watching this game due to the fact that there was quite a lot of differences in here. I saw a lot of cards getting played, sometimes maybe a bit too fast, but that's the problem since I can't hear the guys what's going on. But I think both of them did pretty okay. I honestly think, as I said, if that card works different and Luke would have used it in a different way, I think he would have won the game. But I'm not quite sure. And again, when he changed it and everything, I would assume that Neil would have played a little bit different in the end. But nonetheless, I absolutely enjoy watching the battle report. I hope you as well, chat. I was really happy to see tonight that we had most of the time 6 people in the chat here. But we also had at the small moments 8 and even 9, which for our channel is like fantastic. We're still growing with this, and still are learning quite a lot of the new streaming stuff. So it will get better eventually, but we hope you nevertheless enjoy all the work that we're putting into it right now, and the content that we're putting out right now. For those that are watching it right now as well, and they're not a Song of Ice and Fire fans, uh, we're gonna try out a few different kind of tabletop simulator options. So we're gonna try and play Age of Sigmar in the future, or Warhammer 40k, or any other game. But we need to have some experience with that first. And Song of Ice and Fire is just our basic game that we are quite familiar with. So we're doing those right now until we've got the other ones under control and the mechanics a bit further under control as well. So yeah, we want to thank you all very much for watching the stream. If you got any feedback for us whatsoever, please put it down in the comment section below or in the live chat. As long as the live chat is still open, we will listen to this, of course, and listen to what we can change in our future live streams. We have one more live stream up and coming next week. As I said at the beginning of this stream, we will have myself playing Baratheons against Niels is Baratheons. So that's again Courtney Penrose facing off against Stannis, the one true king of Westeros, which I will be playing with Stannis because I'm an absolutely Stannis fan. And that one will be on Tuesday, if I'm correct. But more news on that will follow. So keep an eye out on our Facebook page. For now, thank you all very much again, and we hope to see you in the next live stream. So have a great evening, morning, or afternoon, and see you at the next one. Bye bye.